What's up, everyone, and welcome to Up and Out. I'm your host, LaPortia, and listen, I must admit, I'm extremely excited for you all to hear from this next guest over the next few days. Jessamyn Stanley is an internationally acclaimed voice in wellness. She's the co-founder of the Underbelly, which she tells us all about in the interview. She's an author and a contributor. She's been featured in the New York Times, CNN, Good Morning America, Vogue, InStyle, BET, Cosmopolitan, Marie Claire, Allure, Shape, and Out Magazine, of course, and Forbes, all right? And that's just to name a few. We had such a dope conversation. The conversation was a natural progression of acceptance and the very difficult role to authenticity and acceptance. Plus, let me tell you something. Miss Jessamyn has 539,000 followers, y'all. And you're gonna see why. Check it out. We've already been talking behind the scenes, and Jessamyn is the Beyonce of yoga. Okay?
Oh my God.
She's doing big things, but I have to ask you, a question first. And so I'm going to say, Jessamyn, what are you inviting in today?
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for asking, LaPortia. Okay, so what I'm inviting in is joy. That joy is always present, that it is especially present in the moments when I think that it is not present and when I'm just like, I cannot with life. So in those moments, I would just like to bring in the joy, invite it in.
That's a good one. I love when I heard you ask that on your podcast, because I asked myself that this morning. I said, what are you inviting in today? And I said, perseverance, because it's been tough.
Mm-hmm,
I'm inviting in a burst of positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm inviting in the sacrifice that will be worth it. You're a living life and you landing deals, honey. So I need you to pop your shit right now. When I was doing research on you, I said, I can't remember all these deals she landed. I can't remember all these ads. I can't remember. I was like, my girl, get to the money. So just take a moment and just list out some of the things that you're working on right now.
Right now I'm really embedded in my app, The Underbelly. We are a wellness community for everybody who has felt like the wellness community is not for them. Like if you look at ads for wellness stuff or fitness things and you're like, I can never do that. If you see pictures of people practicing yoga and you're like, I can never do that, that is The Underbelly is for you. And we are at theunderbelly.com. You can find us on social media at The Underbelly Yoga. But we make yoga where it's okay to fart, it's okay to fall down, it's okay to make a mistake, it's okay to be human. And being really a part of that community is something that has just blessed my life in such an incredible way. And I've also this year has been really cool because my first book, Everybody Yoga, was published in German and in Polish this year. And you can get it in English as well, literally anywhere the books are sold. But it's just been so cool to see this message of body positivity and body acceptance really sweeping the globe and see so many people, regardless of where you are physically, really coming to terms with yourself and seeing how widespread and wide reaching that message is.
I love heated workouts.
Oh, I do too.
About sweating that makes me feel like I'm working harder, even if I'm not. Okay.
That's right. It really will try you and test you. I actually started with hot yoga. It is my absolute favorite way to practice. So I feel you completely.
So, I'm new, and I love how you just brought up when you don't feel comfortable. I think that people may see me and I look more fit than I am, but that's a lie. Okay. I'm like, don't let the looks deceive you. I'm out of breath walking up them steps, baby. Okay. And so I always felt uncomfortable being there. Like, oh, you have this body. Why aren't you, on the same level as these other girls? So I really want to check out the Underbelly and see, maybe I can find my family.
Exactly. Because the thing is, like, I think that whenever you go out to studio classes, it's so easy to feel intimidated by the people around you. And it's really easy to feel like I'm not good enough. But for some of us, it's like, I'm not wearing the right outfit. Like, I don't look like everybody else who's here. And so if you build a practice at home on the Underbelly, then you're able to take that practice literally anywhere so that you can go into any environment, any kind of fitness environment, not just yoga, and feel at home within yourself.
love to give people their flowers. I love to, I just love when I see Black people doing amazing things, okay, and representing for so many different type of communities. So please tell me about your latest book.
Totally. My latest book is called Yoke, My Yoga of Self-Acceptance. And yoke is about what happens when you take your yoga practice off of the mat. So a lot of times when we talk about yoga, it's about like physically practicing yoga postures. We think of it as like exercise essentially. But yoga is really not exercise. At the end of the day, like you could practice one yoga posture and that would be the same as practicing 20 of them. But when you practice that posture, it's allowing you to look at all these different parts of yourself that usually we run from. And for me, living my yoga practice has meant accepting a lot of things about myself that I don't particularly like. It's meant accepting my internalized racism, the way that I slut shame myself, the way that role that religion has in my life, and trying to understand the role that capitalism has in my life. All of these things are themes that when you talk about yoga, usually all of that is that's never in the equation. But that's what yoga is about. It's about looking at yourself and really holding all the complexities at the intersections of your identity and learning to accept them in the long run. But you can get yoke literally anywhere the books are sold, and you can also get it on Audible, where it is read by me, the author.
First of all, me and you can have some conversations because you just said a lot and you know you did. Okay. Like, we don't have enough time in this, but baby, you got to come back. Okay. Because we can dissect some things. Okay.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I love how vulnerable and raw you are. So right now I'm going to ask that we get vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You and Lizzo are almost like the poster girls for being plus size and happy and all about body positivity. But what do you do when you're just not feeling it that day? You're not feeling it that month. You're just not feeling it, because we all have those days. So I'm curious about that.
Yo, okay, so this is such a big part of body acceptance to me, is that it's not always about liking your body. Like sometimes I very often do not like my body. I'm mad at my body. I'll be like, I literally am actively angry at different parts of it. And what I do when I feel that way is just let myself feel that way. I don't try to cover it up. I don't try to like talk myself out of it or anything. I'm just like, this is how I feel. This is who I am. I hate this part of myself. So that when we get past the place of saying I have to like everything all the time, you're able to see the full breadth of the human experience, which some parts of it are ugly and it's not fun. And it's not like I said, oh, I don't like this thing, and then one day magically I liked it. Nah, I still don't like it. And that being able to accept myself and give myself that level of respect to say that you are allowed to feel exactly how you feel, and you don't have to make excuses for it or try to turn it into something else. That is a deep place of power. And being able to rest in that power is how eventually you get to a place of saying, damn, I am that bitch. I am that strong. I can do anything, literally. But you have to accept every part of yourself, especially the days when it does not feel good. Thank you for bringing that up. That's so real. Like, because I think that a lot of people, especially when we talk about body positivity, they're like, I don't feel happy about my body all the time. I don't feel positive about my body. Maybe body positivity is not for me. And I'm like, body positivity isn't really about being happy. It's just about being.
Yes, that last answer was so deep, wasn't it? Well, there's more where that came from. Check out part 2 of my interview with Jessamyn tomorrow. And I want to leave you with this. What are you inviting in today? I know for me, I'm inviting peace. I'm inviting love in today. And I'm giving myself a lot of grace and props. Oh, I can't wait for y'all to hear the rest of it tomorrow. See you tomorrow, girls.